Hey everyone, this is the cross country ComX show. I forgot the name then, and we've got our guest today, Steven Christie, and our guest host, and our guest host Rob Spedsy Lisle, and Lee as usual. How is everyone?
Hello,
hey,
hello,
Lee,
gentlemen.
Doing good.
I am also good.
Oh, we're good all around.
Stuff. We're good
I
all
woke
around.
up 10 minutes before we started, so ready to roll.
All right.
Fresh as a baby chicken.
That's a theme of yours, isn't it, Rob? Chickens?
Yeah, turtles, toilets, and chickens. That's all I got going.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
Yeah. So, Steven, you are an Aussie in Brooklyn.
That's true. Yes.
You haven't moved since I heard. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
No. Yeah. Well, actually, I was on a big road trip just really recently. So I was living in Brooklyn and did the kind of lockdown in Brooklyn with COVID, and that was very intense. And then me and my girlfriend, we lived together. We wanted to kind of get out of the city, so we got in our van and did basically national parks. Sort of stayed out of the cities and just kind of drove around the US in about September, October or something. Yeah, so did just get back from that and back in Brooklyn now. Yeah.
What was your favorite national park?
I think I don't know. I probably like Bryce Canyon is maybe number one. Like Bryce and Zion in Utah are just pretty spectacular. Yeah.
More importantly, did you see any UFOs?
I did,
because they seem to appear in those American national parks, mate. An awful lot.
I did see a UFO actually. I saw because we actually did go to both Area 51 and there's a town outside of Area 51 where there's a UFO themed bar, and it's like a holiday kind of trailer park and bar gift shop, and we went there, which was pretty fun. And they have a UFO out the front, so I did see that UFO. And we also did what's the other one? Roswell. Saw some UFOs in Roswell. That was pretty cool.
Blink twice if you're actually trapped on a UFO and zooming in from one right now.
This all happened between 9 o'clock last night and this morning, Rob. I went to take the bin out and said, guys, I'm on the clock here. I need to get, yes, all right, we'll put you on the television. Just don't tell anyone you're on my ship. I see that they've got an awful lot of comics in the background for you to read, Rob. So they've obviously been checking you out for a while, mate, before they took their opportunity.
Well, it's part of the simulation. They make it look like, so you're still in the matrix.
Very good.
It looks like home, but something's a little off. My wife comes in and goes, "Good morning, I am an alien."
Yes, very good.
Can we talk about Turtlenecks, this awesome comic that I got sent last night?
Yeah, let's talk turtles.
Yeah. All right, go. So 129 pages of really beautiful artwork got sent through last night. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Here, I'll hold up the cover for anyone watching. This is my my new book. It's my first published book, and it's kind of like a art heist mixed with a satire kind of thing. It's I wrote this my first book was an independently published thing, and it's called Arrowheads, and it was about these kind of art students going around the art world and getting into trouble and stuff, and just kind of making jokes about art and all that. And then I was like, well, I kind of want to do that again. I've got more jokes, but I want them to be doing something at the same time. Like, how can they like move through this same space, but it be exciting and there be a plot and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it kind of turned into a heist. And I was like, yes, a conceptual art heist. So, you know, stealing the concepts.
So how long does it take you to start from idea to finished book, man? How long did you spend on that?
I think it's like between 1 and 2 years. Like it depends what you count as like the work. But when I started writing it, I wrote it all in like I had the first draft done in like 3 days of just like solid writing, which was like never happens to me. I just kind of all came out. And then like I was reworking it, and at some point I decided to do colored pencil for the art. And everyone I asked about it was like, just don't do that. Like, do not color it by hand. You will like, it'll like triple the amount of time. And that is about right. So yeah, then I was like coloring it, drawing it, coloring it pretty solidly, just like whenever I had a day off work. And then I guess there was the pandemic and I like lost my job, or it was on hiatus. And I had a lot of time, and I was like, it was kind of great because I just had this like endless task to work on, you know, like just, you know, you don't have this like existential crisis. You just can like get up and sit at the drawing table and just go. You don't have to like, I don't know, think about what's happening, which is kind of nice. So yeah, and then I guess like I thought I was on track to finish it within a year, and then I started having all this free time, and I was like, I probably wouldn't have finished it for like 2 or 3 years if I didn't have that like ultra focused every day kind of period. So yeah, I think like from script to like now it's out, it's 2 years, but actual like solid working time, probably like 1 year. If that makes sense.
How big's the comic book, mate? How many pages and stuff?
It's 124.
So that's a fair volume of work, mate.
Yeah, and the drawings are like quite a lot bigger than the page because I printed it actually like A5 size, so like very non-standard comic format, but actually I feel like it's a good size. For me personally, is like what I want to see is like it's like value for money. You get it's like packed in. But the actual drawings are like 2 or 3 times the size. They're like quite big. Just because
that's a lot of coloring.
Yeah, but it's actually more like I didn't really know what I was doing, so it kind of allows you more room for error, you know.
Yeah. Well, I really
Have you got one of those original pages there?
Actually, I didn't fish them out, but I wonder. I'm trying to think where they are. I don't have them out. I don't have them.
All good. Don't stress. I just thought if you had one handy, just chuck it up, mate, so I can have a gander at it. Because love looking at people's artwork.
You know what? I don't think I do. I'm sorry.
That's all right, mate. I'll forgive you. It's Rob you got to watch out for, though. He'll be like, he should have had that.
Yeah, I hold grudges about the weirdest of things.
I've been actually tossing
simple
up.
and honest.
Oh, sorry.
Just the I love the simple, honest artwork. It's you know, just simple circles for eyes, and I think the whole thing really works. And it was a joy to read last night.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and I was going to say it looks like it's colored with pencil. I assumed you did it digitally or something, but no, hand pencil. That's
I mean, the truth is, I just don't know how to use Photoshop.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't like drawing. Like it feels kind of plasticky when you write on like drawing on a tablet or whatever. I like obviously I admire people who can do it, but for me, I'm like I just. It's not that like the art is any different, but it's just the like the actual feeling of drawing. I'm like, I don't know. I don't like it. But
No, I get that, man. I like drawing pencil, ink, paper. I love the feel of the paper and stuff too, man. So, everyone's different, mate. You have your medium that works for you. As long as the output makes you happy, then that's all that matters.
Totally.
Exactly.
There's something nice about coloring in pencil as well. Although it's kind of mind numbing as well. You have to like do something while doing it. So yeah.
So were you belting through pencils? Like, did your art supply shop up the road? Like, oh God, here he comes again. Let's get out we've got to get a pallet of Faber Castles in. Like,
So I was using the Prismacolors, and I bought like a big set of those before I started, and it was like the colors of anything that was like the skin tone of the characters that I was drawing over and over again. I just like had to keep going back and buying that like specific color over and over again. So yeah, it was actually really funny during the like real harsh kind of lockdown pandemic in Brooklyn. The art supply store was closed, and I ran out of like the skin tone for one of my characters, and I was like, oh God. And you couldn't order it online. I would have to have bought like this huge, box of pencils to be able to do it. I was really like, I didn't have a job. I was like, damn, I can't finish this comic without like, I really need this colored pencil. So I just like put the word out on Instagram, and just like randomly a friend of mine had one, and but she lived like on the other side of Brooklyn. So I walked for like, it was probably like an hour and a half, 2 hour walk to get to her house. And then she like lowered it down from her balcony, this like bundle of pencils on some string. Cause like it, in Brooklyn in that time, like no one had any idea like how, bad contagious this thing was. So that seemed like the safest thing to do when you're like,
My God, man, that's commitment to the cause, I tell you.
It was kind of like, it was like, horrific that was like the circumstances, but then also just had this like, I don't know, just like super obnoxious, like Wes Anderson whimsy to it that kind of just made me laugh. Pencils on the string coming down. Yeah.
So what's when you use pencils, how short do you get before you see you later?
Yeah, I go real short. I have the pencil extenders is what you need. They're always like, they're like ludicrously expensive. They're like $12 or something in the store, but they're just like, you get them for lead pencils as well, but just like go onto the end of your pencil, so then you can get them like down to like the wire basically.
I've heard of that, but that sounds
neither had I.
Yeah, wait, I might have one.
I can use an extender on a few things.
Yeah, the extenders are great. They're sorry, I missed that. I use it on like
glad.
lead pencils and stuff as well. And then I got, my girlfriend gave me a wind up school sharpener, which is also just like some kind of like electric sharpener or something, is also like pretty key.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I got an electric one now, which she also found. She just like found on the street, which was pretty cool. It's like,
who in their right mind would get rid of an electric sharpener and just
I know, yeah.
Great.
Pretty wild. I mean, people give out everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I
like the fact you walked an hour and a half to get a handful of pencils, man, just to finish the project. I mean, bloody hell.
That's awesome. Commitment.
Hey, if it's like free, I'll travel. I'm coming.
And so, what was the comic that came out before that? Was it called? What did you say? Arrowheads?
Yeah, Arrowheads. Wait, I've got it here. So this is the first one, and I just printed this myself. And it's like digital colors. And this is like the first thing I ever did with color as well. So it's all like drawn, thin like line drawings, and then just like digitally like colored, but it's like the same characters, and they're like, yeah, it's just like art satire. They're kind of like going around. Wait, I'll show you some of the interiors and stuff. But yeah, I just like printed that myself,
Nice.
and then had that just kind of to take around to shows and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, sold it nice and cheap. And it's like, you know, moving to America is like you kind of start fresh a little bit. Like no one knows who you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you still get that one? Can people still buy that, or is it?
You know what? I've got to print some more, but why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and get it going. You know, the only problem is that one doesn't have a distribution deal yet. So it's like if an Australian wanted to buy it, I'd have to charge them quite a lot for the shipping, and I just feel bad about it, you know, and that's kind of why I was so stoked to get published by Ad House, was that to get the like diamond distribution and just kind of make it easy for all, you know, basically for like friends and family that, you know, want to support you, but it's like I don't want to charge them like, you know, a lot of money basically just because I live in Brooklyn.
Yeah, how much is
and
your
it's
comic?
like
$10 and $30 delivery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally that. It's like a $10 book, 28, and that's 10 US, $28 US for me to send it, which is like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then it still takes like 3 weeks to get there.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I just got a message from my mum recently that Turtlenecks has landed in Australian comic stores, which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
So she took a photo outside of All Star in Melbourne with it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. I don't know. That's like a good feeling.
That's very cool.
It is, mate. Congratulations. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Good effort.
So, what was involved in getting the distribution though? Like, is it because you're in America that made it a bit easier, or?
I guess like the publisher has the distribution with Diamond, and like Chris from Ad House has just kind of he's been with them forever. He's like, you know, so yeah, getting published was kind of, I don't know, it's hard. Like I've been asked a couple of times, and I don't really know what to put it down to. I kind of met him in person. He's really lovely. He bought Arrowheads just like because I think he just liked the look of it, and I bought some of his comics at the table. Yeah, I don't know. It like I basically just he was following me on Instagram. I finished the book, you know, in lockdown, and was posting about it every now and then. And then when it was done, I think he was like the first person I sent it to, and I asked him if he was taking submissions, and he said no. And I was like, "Do you want to read my book?" He said yes. So yeah, it was you know, I was lucky basically, and
Cool.
Yeah, just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Happens like that sometimes, doesn't it, mate?
Totally. Yeah.
That's rich.
I feel very, very lucky. Yeah, to have that opportunity.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So what are your plans once everything lightens up over there, mate? You're going to go and hit all the conventions and...
Sorry?
You're going to go and hit conventions and travel around, and what are you going to do?
I'd like to. I don't know. Travel is still like when we're in the van, you know, we're driving, we're kind of in a like our own little atmosphere. I think like getting on a plane, I still feel like I don't know if I really want to do it. That being said, like New York right now feels really safe. Like almost everyone has a vaccine. Like everyone that I know has one. There's like, you know, outdoor events are coming back. It's kind of like, yeah, it's happening. But all of the like big festivals are cancelled for the year basically, which is like totally fair because like, you know, they have to like book venues and stuff, and you know, there's a lot. So yeah, I mean, I'd do any festival that that came up, if it did, but not. I don't know if there will be any until next year, really, which is really sad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, there might be like I'd love to see some like little zine fairs and stuff, like little ones, but I don't think any like big ones like TCAF in Toronto just kind of went and gone. That was like a online festival. Cab is probably like Comics Arts Brooklyn, probably not going to happen. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
But maybe it will. Who knows? I don't know.
No, you'll have to
What's
keep
it
it
like being
posted.
Australian in America?
Sorry?
What's it like being Australian in America? People love your accent.
Yeah, I think it's a novelty factor for sure. I actually it's kind of like funny that I work in an Australian cafe. It's called Milk Bar, like a you know rural Victorian milk bar kind of thing. But it's not like super Australian really. Like I'm probably the most Australian thing there, and you know I don't know. There is a novelty factor, you know. I think people like it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, New York is kind of full of outsiders.
Yeah.
So you can't really like go around feeling sorry for yourself that you don't know anyone or anything, because no one's going to shed a tear for you, you know.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to get over that and kind of, you know, put yourself out there a lot more. But then I also think like people are more receptive to that as well. Like just like, you know, you can kind of just shamelessly network or promote yourself in a way that I think maybe in Australia doesn't fly so well. Yeah. I don't know if you guys kind of feel that way or not, but I feel like as an Australian, I try not to promote myself because I'm like scared of getting cut down.
Yeah, Paul Poppy syndrome sort of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't let them worry you, mate. Bugger 'em.
Well, I feel like actually being away, I've kind of gotten better at promoting myself and stuff like that. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So when you're walking down the street and you say, "Hey mate, how are you?" and they look at you like you're in Australia, you know, he's an Aussie, or do you get like, you know, what are the familiar, you know, throw a prawn on the barbie, mate? Like, I mean, what are some of the cliches you get out of people that recognise it?
Well, yeah, like I was saying, I mean, there's so many people from everywhere in New York that like, no, like you could be wearing like a chicken suit on the train and no one would blink an eye, you know, like.
I just looked at Rob then. Sorry, Steve, and his face was so excited then. Chicken soup.
Sorry, I do a book about chickens. Oh, I did a book about chickens. So it's, yeah.
Oh, right.
Just a running gag. Anytime someone says chickens, that's
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you know, I really should have prepared for this interview more and known that was like your trigger word. What was I saying? Yeah, I was funny. You're saying you're an Aussie, but it's like the way that Americans say Aussie is like so funny. It's like Aussie, like
yeah,
like they're seeing the word in their head, Aussie.
I have no problem with Ozzy Osbourne, but Aussie, they just
yeah, that's probably a good way to teach it. No, I don't know. I definitely like. I'm probably talking more Australian than I normally do right now, because like when I'm working or like, you know, talking to friends, I like basically just kind of change the way I speak a little bit. Like I kind of finish my like, especially like R's, like water, and I'll say, but instead of water, you know, just so that like they kind of know what I'm saying. So I'm a hack, you know. I've forsaken my country. That was the question, right? You've forsaken your country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm writing notes, mate. So it's all good. If you don't remember it later, I'll send you the transcript.
Send it straight to the embassy.
That's right.
I love the embassy actually in New York. It's they somehow have ABC News playing, and I'm like, how do you get that? Like, they must have some secret hookup.
What, do they have it on like loudspeakers as you approach?
Yeah,
you can hear
like
it from like a block away.
while you're waiting. But the embassy's like this little room. It's really nice. It's really sweet.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, what else?
Well, what other comics do you read comics outside of your own? Like what sort of comics do you read?
I do, yeah. I read all kinds of stuff. I've been into just kind of getting into like old floppy comics and stuff here more and more, like just kind of whatever I can find in the like, dollar bins or whatever. But yeah, I'm like pretty in the kind of indie scene at the moment, in the kind of like I've got this one I just picked up the other day. Let me grab this Carla Roberts book I just got the other day. I haven't got into it yet, but kind of like auto buy stuff, and she wrote a blurb for me on the back of my book, and
nice.
She was really, I mean, I haven't met her in person, but she seems really, really sweet. And she's like the funniest cartoonist that ever. Like this one book, Rat Time, that I really like by her is just like, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Ask if I could swear. I hope so.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, no, I've been I get into all kinds of comics. I also I've never read the Lucifer, the like Sandman spin-off. So I bought that like volume to read recently. Haven't got into it yet, but that'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, you've been busy working, mate. So, like haven't had much time just to sit down and pull up a stump.
Yeah. I've been buying a lot of comics. I haven't been doing a whole lot of reading.
The pile gets bigger. Yes.
Yeah. I got the pile. No, I've been reading. I read. Do you know this guy Josh Bayer? It's like punk cartoonist. He has this book called Theth that I just read. It's really cool. So yeah. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Who's your cartoon comic book hero, Stephen? Who's the one that blew your mind, mate, when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, yeah, I probably have to go with the like reading the Sandman is like the one that I was like that really got me in, really like hooked me in, which like I don't think you would get seeing my comics. It's not, my comics aren't goth at all, but yeah, I don't know. I think probably like Mouse as well was probably the first one I read. I don't know if I should tell this or not, but somebody gave me a list of contacts and to like send the book out for publicity and stuff, and I got Art Spiegelman's address was in the mix, so I sent him my book with a little note attached. But yeah, so I'm just sending that out to the universe. Yeah, I hope he likes it.
Well, you got to take these chances, mate.
Maybe, yeah, just send it out unsolicited mail to people you admire.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I read all kinds of stuff. Like Scott Pilgrim was another big one for me. Like I love that book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge book at its time.
Oh, sorry.
That was a huge book in its time, that series.
Totally, yeah. I think like it has really, like, the thing that I took from it was that there's like a joke on every page, and that is like what gets you to like, that pushes everything forward. And I was like, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. Like, and there's not too many words as well. It's not too wordy. It's like quick to read. You just like, you know, you can read the whole thing in a day. So yeah, there's probably like stuff in it that's like a bit, I don't know, dated or not. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't hold up now, but I still really like that book.
Yeah, right, cool. Do you get your hands on many Australian stuff by any chance over there?
Not like the indie stuff. Would be pretty hard to get. I saw Lee Lyre's book is out just now, with the Fantagraphics. I've got actually, I was gonna buy, I was gonna get Chris Gooch's book, but then I got the Riso. Do you know Chris Gooch? He's Melbourne cartoonist. He does these like really epic. His like latest one is this like prison, like it's like a prison fighting epic, you know, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like 600 pages or something, like it's a massive comic, and it's it's like just this like action kind of bloodbath, and yeah, I got the Riso versions of that waiting for me in Melbourne when I get home one day. So, but he put that out with First Second as well. And yeah, that looks like a really good book. But it's waiting for me at home. I don't have it here. So yeah, I don't know, with like Australian stuff, I don't think I have much actually. Other than the Australians that live here, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, do you all connect and like share your work with each other? You got a little community?
If they are, they're doing it without me.
Oh. Mate, you need to throw the call out there. Meet me at the milk bar. Like, this is where it's happening. We're starting a scene right here.
10% off drinks.
No, I mean, I feel like I belong to a little community in Brooklyn now, but I don't. I think I might be the only Australian. But I guess like Australians, we're all like, you know, we're all trying to be the Australian in the group. Kind of.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Yeah, g'day, mate.
Except for yeah.
What took you to America in the first place? Did I miss that part?
Sorry, what was that?
What took you to America in the first place? Did you go for comics or for love or for?
I think comics and love, probably. Yeah. I moved with my girlfriend, and yeah, the comics kind of coincided with moving to America, because I finished art school and I was doing like these big like charcoal drawings and stuff in 2018, and I think I graduated before that, but yeah, and I did this like big residency in like rural Victoria. It was really intense and kind of like a lonely residency, and I don't know, by the end of it, I was just kind of burnt out from that and school, and we moved to New York without really a plan or really a goal, and I'd never been to America, and yeah, I don't know, it just kind of happened, and then because I didn't have a studio space, I just kind of was like, well, I guess I'll work on this comics project that I had, and basically was just mining my art degree for content, for jokes, and yeah, when I put out the comic, I just found the people liked it, basically, and there was this little community of indie comics people in Brooklyn, and And yeah, I don't know. It was really nice. It was like a change of scene, and people were really supportive, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it just kind of happened, It was almost like just the like compared to like doing massive charcoal drawings, which I have done in my bedroom before. You end up like inhaling a lot of charcoal, and you're getting it all over you, and you're never clean because it's just like in your skin. So moving to comics was just because we had a small apartment, and it was like kind of cleaner, and it just kind of happened that way. But I mean, I've always read comics, and I've kind of always had these little projects and stuff, but actually like taking it seriously has just been the last 3 years or so, which is kind of weird to say out loud, but yeah.
Very good.
Much of a culture shock going to America?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
So how long were you there, man, before the lockdown?
How long?
Had you just literally walked off, month or two there?
I've been here for 2 years. Before the 2.5 years before lockdown. So we kind of got in the lay of the land, but I mean, for me, I didn't love New York the way that like other people really do. It just kind of like just seemed like a lot of people, and it's a scary place, and I don't know, I didn't like it. So it really has taken up until maybe a couple of weeks ago for me to enjoy New York. I've kind of come around to it a bit now, but only really recently. Like it's a nasty place.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Yeah,
might move.
Which is like what everyone tells you as well. They say you're not gonna enjoy the first like 2 years. You're not gonna have any friends. Which is it's about accurate. Yeah. Yeah.
I got the tourist award last night. You're getting the tourist award this morning. Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. What'd you say, Shane?
I just said last night I got the tourist award for Maryborough. You're getting the tourist award for New York.
Oh yeah, come to New York.
It's a scary place. We'll have no friends for 2 years.
Hey, people are coming back now because rent is cheap as chips.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think New York's feeling good at the moment. It's all coming back. Still weird, but it's all it's starting. Yeah,
that
would be.
Yeah,
so what's next?
It would have been strange seeing empty streets and stuff too, like because every time I see New York in a movie or a photo or anything, like there's just masses of people everywhere, and like it would be quite odd to poke your head out the window and there's just steam coming out of the gutters, and like all that sort of stuff.
And the other thing is like the train system as well was really deserted, because no one wanted to ride. I mean, I don't think I actually took one, but I heard that the trains were like eerie, and people were saying the rats were taking over as well.
I'll tell you what, the tourism minister of New York's going to be going, yes, Stephen,
oh yeah,
tell them more,
No, but it's like,
how big are these rats, Stephen? Let's just throw a wobbly out there.
Sorry, man.
How big are the rats, mate? Let's throw a wobbly out there, size of a dog.
So big. They're so goddamn big. I will say the one thing about Americans is that they will repeat the like everything in Australia wants to kill you line. They'll just say that over and over again. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, and it's like they don't know that I just hear it all the time. So like they're like they say it and I'm like, yep, But to me it's like saying it's a dry heat. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Or looking at the thermometer and it's 32, and now on the weather report it's 32 degrees, but it feels like a 36. What? I never get that, man. It says 32. It's 32. So I feel you, man. I feel your pain.
I like that your weathermen and aliens have the same voice. That's pretty cool.
Oh, look, mate. Hey, I ain't got much, mate. I've just got to use what I can. There's only one bullet in this gun, mate. Yes. So,
oh wow! I just realised my beer can says UFO on it.
UFO.
oh,
The truth is out there.
look at
That's
that.
That's one of the glitches. That's how you know
That's a sign.
stimulation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's next then? What's next after Turtlenecks? Have you got the next one planned or?
I've got some ideas kicking around. I think I want to do another one in the same series. Yeah, I don't know. I just I really am running out of ideas, but I just kind of like love these characters. So I'm like, well, I can push it in a new direction and kind of like, I don't think it'll be it won't be the same like tonally. You know, I think I think if I push it in another direction, then it will it'll go somewhere interesting, and hopefully people can just be like on board with that, and you know, they got to roll with me on this. Every time I I don't know, I show someone my the script or ideas or something, they're like, that's really specific. That's really specific. You're really drilling down into like this one very narrow topic, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the next one I'll start writing soon. I just I was itching to start writing it, but then I listened to a podcast about comics publishing, the graphic novel TK podcast that I think it's Gina Gagliano and Alison, I'm going to say her name on Wilmus, I think. Sorry, Alison. But they have a really great podcast. It's like a really great resource for like publishing and all that stuff. And they were like saying, you know, like artists will always just want to like jump straight into the next project as soon as their book is like off to the printers. They just want to like bury themselves. And I was like feeling that, you know, I was like, got to stay productive, got to like get the next thing going. And I think like keep up momentum and all that. And like, that is true. You do want to keep up momentum, but I think I just wanted to like focus on putting the book out and actually giving it, you know, the space it needed and try and, yeah, I don't know, like give it the love that I, you know, I put so much time into it to kind of like finish it up, you know, do all the, that is the reason I haven't done any work for months.
No, turtlenecks, are they the same size? Are they the same, like, do they look nice on a shelf together?
Is that you're on the same wavelengths as me? Because I'm thinking like, you know, 3 or 4 books and then a box set.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
That's what yeah,
awesome.
So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. I gotta do quite a few books to justify a box set. I will say you can't just do like 3 tiny little ones and then
you need a 600-page one.
Sorry?
You need your 600-page one, like
like Chris Gooch.
Gooch,
man.
Yeah, you guys should check out his work. He's great, and yeah, Melbourne based.
Definitely.
We went to the same art school in Melbourne, RMIT. He was a couple of years above me, but yeah.
Awesome.
I'm actually going to write his name down, mate, so I don't.
So that's what I was looking for, was a pen.
Hey,
he's going to get
a pen as well
from the comic crew.
No, I love finding this stuff out,
I'm
mate.
just going to remember it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember things, so I need to write it down.
Mm-hmm.
I killed my brain off years ago.
Mate, I got to set a reminder to remind myself I'm on the show of a Saturday morning, mate. I can't remember half the things I need to in life. You know, when you go to the shop and you get a list and you don't take the list, I will remember it. I will set my mind to this task, and then you walk in, you start talking to someone, and you just, then you get home and you go, shit. I've like forgotten the 4 things that I went down for, and I've come back with 10 that I didn't. But you know,
yeah,
it's lucky draw. Yeah, I do it all the time, man. Do it all the time.
Well, sorry, I just wanted to interrupt there. We've actually got Dustin's coming live from somewhere.
His car.
And no, not his car. He's stopped off somewhere by the looks of it. I'll just let him in. Sorry about this, Stephen. This is our other host. He's on his way to the Sun Coast show. I'll just let him in. There he is. Have you got sound, Dustin?
How's everyone going?
I'm beardless, but other than that, we're pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I was about to ask who that was.
It's not great. I tried to do something and didn't work. Backfired a little bit.
Well, you slipped down too far on the old sideburn, did you, mate?
Man, it was bad. Like, it was bad. Yep. But it's okay. You know, we're here having a good time. Little booze going on. You know, we're getting ready for Suncoast. So Jim had a good flight.
Yeah.
Hey,
First
Jim.
class.
How are you, Jim?
Good to see you guys. How you doing? Long time no see. It seems like it's been almost a week.
So, you excited about tomorrow, gentlemen?
I am as excited as can beef.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool people that are going to be there, you know.
Even me.
Even Jim. So,
hey, Jim, did you end up making that poster, mate? I remember last week it was something about you weren't on the invitation or something.
He's still not on there.
Yeah, I'm not. I may not be on the list, but I have a table.
They're just going to sneak on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
My
I'm
table.
going to pull my pants down and slide on the ice.
Oh, no.
Oh, they don't have ice in Australia.
They don't have ice in Australia. I don't think they do.
Oh, but
You're having a drink.
We don't have ice in Australia.
Well, you don't have ice. You don't have ice.
I love Lee. Lee has like the happiest laugh out of just about anybody.
Well, I like to laugh, mate. You got to laugh, hey?
Sure. So, we were talking about, you know, the show and what we've got going on. I know that Rob just did a show. That looked like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. Supernova in Melbourne, yeah.
Hell yeah. Demonic toilets and all. I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know,
Devil's Toilet did pretty well.
Oh, there you go. We talk about the chooks a lot. You know, if you guys ever tune into the show on any side of the pond, I always bring the chooks up because they bring me a lot of pleasure. I have never in my life heard the term used, so now I try to educate people and make sure they use it in their daily lives. You know, so too many chooks is definitely a thing in my life.
Rob,
Awesome.
I tell you, Rob, I told you, mate, you're digging in there.
I'm telling you, too many chooks, bro.
Wow.
And for those of you in America that are watching, it's chickens. All these cocks running around. It's not great.
Well,
Yeah, we don't call them cocks over here. Yeah, we say that for something else.
is that what it is? Yeah, cocks are roosters. Chickens are.
I know, but I thought it was the same thing over there.
If the chicken's the female and the rooster's the male, then who's fucking the hen?
Well, okay, that's fair. I got you. So anyway, you know, I mentioned to you guys that, you know, Shane had asked me if we were going to talk at all about, Yeah, he asked me if we were going to talk at all about the new book that Jim and I are doing. And we can talk about it a little bit.
I wonder what that's about.
Yeah. So, you know, it's called Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs. And I'm really excited about
Babes, Gore, and Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Yeah. Pretty sure I've sent you a couple little snippets, Lee. I'm really excited about it.
Mate. You have, yes.
Super excited.
Looks
We
good.
used to have magazines here that were. It would be like hot women on one page and then like a severed foot on the next page, and I never understood what demographic it was going for.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, like I like hot things and gross things. I just didn't understand it.
So this is more like if you've ever seen Blade Runner, it's like Blade Runner with dinosaurs and hot chicks. Is basically what we're going for, like a cyberpunk type of deal with dinosaurs.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. Some of the principal artwork's already been done. We've got a few pages finished. Jim had the idea to put it out in a couple months. So I'm super excited that we can
Just lay it out there.
just lay it out there. So I'm pumped about that. I'm pumped about the art. It's really good. The story's great. We've had a lot of fun with it. Jim's got some great ideas for covers.
I bet she does.
Yeah, exactly. You already know where Jim's going with those covers.
I already know where Jim's going.
I've got a pretty good idea where Jim's going with those covers.
I'm going straight to the bank. That's where I'm going with those covers.
That's right. You know, we're going straight to the OZ to get you guys some copies. Is what we're doing. But it's exciting. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna do some photography for you guys tomorrow, and I'm gonna do some videos.
Wait, like burlesque photography?
Yeah, I'm gonna get on my table, and you're gonna take the pictures.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Exactly. Instead, it's gonna be like, draw me like one of the Australian boys. You know, and with all the chickens at the bottom of the table.
So which came
All
first?
throwing your money, mate.
Yeah, all throwing money, like all the chickens, but they're throwing like bird seed.
Oh, I thought
You know what I mean?
you were going to say dollary dues.
Dollary
Hey,
dudes.
dude, I'm sorry, I don't mean any offense, but you guys have seen The Simpsons. You're aware of The Simpsons television series?
Of course.
Oh yeah, it just premiered last week, mate. Over here.
Yeah,
Did you
we
guys ever
got
see
ice in The Simpsons last week. It was awesome.
They go to Australia. In Australia and The Simpsons, they call dollars dollary dues. Is that true, or is that just Simpsons made up?
Just Simpsons, yeah.
That's just Simpsons.
We call them hornswoggles. So, like, too many chooks cost 6 hornswoggles over here.
Your currency is almost as bad as Canada. Canada, they got fucking ducks on there. It's like the loonies and the toonies. The toonies when there's 2 ducks and it's $2. Like what? Stop putting ducks on your currency. It's look, their currency looks like monopoly money. It's ridiculous. Not your currency. I'm talking Canada, but at least you're not as bad as Canada.
See, Stephen, the tourism awards, mate. We come on here and we talk about all these different places around the world.
The one thing I've really realized is that the 50-cent piece is like way out of whack for like, it's like this massive octagon. It has no business being that big
What do you guys?
for how little money it's worth.
What do you call the 50-cent piece?
A 50-cent piece, Jim.
But it's massive.
Something
It's
silly,
like this big.
like the loony or the toonie.
No, mate.
It's not
50
called, it's not called the loony.
Maybe we should start something here. If anyone would like to throw in and send comments, what could Australians call their 50-cent piece?
50 cents. Yes.
But you're right, Stephen. It is. We've got these perfectly round coins, and then you get to this 50-cent piece that it's like someone's gnawed on, mate. You know?
Yep.
Who do they put on your currency?
Animals.
They put like koalas and kangaroos.
No, shut up.
Yeah.
Those are the only animals.
Whale.
Yeah, no, platypus and stuff like that. On one side is the Queen of England, Elizabeth the
Oh,
II.
yeah. Queen England. Queen England. You know, the Queen of England can come invade your house at any time.
They use euros.
Wait, are you guys still controlled by Britain? Northern Ireland.
We're part of the Commonwealth.
We're part of the Commonwealth. Yeah.
Okay. I get that. I understand. I understood that.
See, there you go. You learned something
I like
tonight.
Puerto Rico and United States.
That's right.
Okay.
See, education. We're educational on this show as well.
Right.
We try to teach Jim things when we come on.
The more you know.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, so we got this book coming out. It's really cool. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You guys, we've shown Lee a little bit. We've got some promo pieces done. In July, I think we'll be dropping Your phone's right there, bro. So
there's July, a 50-cent piece, Dustin. Jim, there you go.
Oh my God.
See, like a coat of arms on it, kangaroo on an emu, and an emu on one side.
Because they can't go backwards.
That's right.
Just because,
and there you go. There's the Queen of England. Have a look at that fucking profile picture, mate. Look at that.
So wait. So when the Queen of England dies, are they going to change your guys' currency to whoever the king is, or the queen, or whatever?
No.
What? Is that how it works? Wait, is it?
I don't know, man. I don't think she's ever going to pass on that woman. Hell.
Which queen are we talking? Are we talking Freddie Mercury, or?
I didn't know we were allowed to get drunk before the show.
Yeah.
It's 7. It's late.
Here.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
It's late here.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's
Heather's birthday.
Jimmy Buffett would say.
Yeah. And I don't drink alcohol.
You're fucking right.
Just today.
How do you put it in there?
You're on the record now, buddy.
Just today.
It's Heather's birthday.
Just today. As he buys 12 packs of alcohol.
Whatever.
At the Walmart.
Today.
Happy birthday, Heather. Hope you have a nice
Happy
day.
birthday, yes.
She said something. I don't know. All right. Well, now that Dustin's out of the way, I can come here and style my hair. Hello, fellas.
Hey, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Well, I might actually head out.
Okay. Sorry, Stephen.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me so much.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah. Cheers.
Congratulations with your comic book, mate. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks so much.
Looking forward to the next one.
Coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
See you, dude.
All right. Catch ya. Bye.
Yeah.
See you, mate. Bye-bye.
See, now we're on the bottom square. It's like we're playing Hollywood Square.
It is like Hollywood Square.
Circle takes the square.
So tell me this, guys. That guy seemed cool. I've never met him before. Seemed like a nice guy.
He's cool.
Yeah. It's Australian in Brooklyn.
Got a nice book out.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. For sure.
Very talented.
What book does he do?
Turtlenecks.
Oh, okay.
Like one of these.
And he brought out another book called Arrowhead previously to that.
That's exciting.
He's
busy.
He's a busy lad.
That's awesome.
And he told us an excellent story about getting pencils sent down to him on a piece of string in a basket on the streets of Brooklyn. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Hey, so I learned something today. I wanted to tell you guys about it. So I guess there's a way to ship to us like bulk without having to pay for the massive shipping costs. I was talking to ES about it. He actually sent me a ton of books and didn't have to pay but a portion of what they're trying to charge you guys per individual book.
50 bucks.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm like huge flat rate box, like huge box of books. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get all that intel for you guys so we can get some books over here, some calendars and some Battle for Bustle at a decent cost without you guys having to pay ridiculous amounts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
The Australian invasion begins. Haha.
Hey, look, I was already told I should come over there and become a citizen, so I'm thinking about it.
Nice.
Well, there's plenty of room over here, mate. Like big old wide land.
Like I said, the only reason I haven't come yet is because everything tries to fucking kill you when you get over there.
That's not true.
No. Yeah,
they got crocodiles.
Just don't go north.
Wait, what do they call them? Drop bears. What the fuck?
Oh, drop bear.
Up there, they know what I'm talking about.
It's not like a mean panther. It just jumps out of the tree.
They drop out of the tree and they get you.
No, shut up. I've had too much to drink for that animal. No,
They're $2.
they are lying. You're lying to me.
No, it's serious. They know what I'm talking about. Aren't I right, fellas?
I'm too inebriated for that conversation.
Yeah, there's drop bears and there's snakes with wings that turn into like arrows and flick themselves off at you from gum trees and stuff, man. And,
you know what? See,
you know.
the sad thing is, I believe every word that comes out of Lee's mouth, and I shouldn't. Right?
I don't
believe you, though. I believe him.
Wait, why wouldn't you believe me? I'm sober. Ish
is the key element.
Yeah.
And there's fish that walk up out of the ocean as you're sitting on the beach, and they come and steal your sandwiches and stuff, man, and scuttle back in. You know, like it's quite shocking, actually.
When they flush their toilets flush counterclockwise because they're below.
They told me that's not true.
They're below the equator.
That's not true.
That is true. Show me your toilet. Go flush your toilet. Go flush your toilet. Show me how.
You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. Anyway, we just wanted to come on and not mess things up, but come on and say hello and tell you guys what was going on, and blame Heather's birthday for the alcohol and the spinning toilet in the wrong direction.
Blame it for that.
That's what I blame.
I'm not blaming them. I'm being honest. They know me. I know them.
They know me too. I'm always sober.
You're lying on them. You're on their show every week.
I'm
glitched out of your mind every week.
I
am not. He speaks in high tones.
Dustin, that was like a lady's voice just burst out of your side of the screen, man. It was like,
I'm trying to be respectful and kind, and no, I'm not messing with y'all no more.
Nice. And he's off.
That's so funny.
Y'all are fucking me. Whatever. Keep your space bears and your trapdoor snakes and everybody.
Trapdoor snakes.
Snakes. I've heard of trapdoor spiders, but not snakes. Yes.
Oh yeah, trapdoor spiders.
Trapdoor spiders.
I saw that in a movie with David Arquette, Eight-Legged Freaks.
That was a good movie.
The giant trapdoor spiders. They popped out and grabbed people coming out of the bar.
I'm a fan of David Arquette. I am.
Great movie, David Arquette.
So who else is who is going to be there tomorrow that you guys would be interested in seeing other than us?
Oh yeah,
Alex Xavier.
Okay. That's a good one. Super nice guy. He's been in the industry for a long time, 40 years.
Yes.
I learned about him from Lee yesterday.
Oh my God.
He's one of those guys that, Dad used to collect the web of Spider-Man. So I first came across him back in the late 80s and stuff.
Web of Spider-Man, yeah.
No. I mean, I've got a full run of the book in my house. I just had no idea he was on it. I didn't know who he was.
It was the third ongoing Spider-Man series at the time.
What's it?
Actually, it was the fourth.
It was a good one.
If you count Marvel Team Up, it would have moved.
You have to count Marvel Team Up because it has first appearances.
Amazing, spectacular. Then you had Marvel Team Up, and then
that's fair.
Web.
Web was awesome.
Yeah. Amazing. And the Web of Spider-Man issue 1 had that beautiful Charles Vest cover. Yeah, Spider-Man. It was a really, really awesome image.
He did the annuals, the first 2 annuals on that Web of Spider-Man annual 1 and 2. He did those covers too.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, one of those ones was with that big dude in the mechanized suit, wasn't it? I believe as a cover. Yeah, that was awesome.
Is that the one of the covers? Well, that was the book where he was proposing to Mary Jane, correct? Where the water is, he's like trying to hit Spider-Man, and it's like water, and he's jumping away from the water, the big mechanized purple suit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Because the reason I know that is because he was going to propose to Mary Jane in that book.
Way to spoil it.
It's fucking older than I am. We've passed that point. We've passed the spoiler warning. Get out of here.
Look, he's been married and not married to her numerous times. They've retconned it.
We're not talking.
He made a deal with the devil, then he made a deal with Doctor Strange because you can't make deals with the devil anymore.
No, we don't talk about that. It upsets people.
People are very sensitive about their imaginary characters.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Right.
How dare in Mexico, in Mexican comics, when they killed Gwen Stacy, Mexico was adapting everything the English version was, but when they got to issues 121 and 122, Mexico was like, no, you can't kill Mary or Gwen Stacy. We love her. So Mexico went off they got their whole artists to go off on their own thing. And so every issue in Mexican comics after 120 is all created through Mexico. It's all from Mexican artists. Yeah. And eventually he gets married to Gwen Stacy. There's the wedding of Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker in Mexican comics.
That's fantastic. I now need a copy of it.
You know how much that book is worth? It's over $4,000 raw.
Wow.
Why don't we have those, Jim?
Because we're not Mexican?
That might be why. That makes sense.
Fun fact.
It's a fair point.
I think there's no writer on that either. I think it's just they tasked the artist with like keeping that story going.
Yeah. That's insane. You guys are too knowledgeable for me right now.
You're the guy who has over 800 long boxes bragging about it all the time.
That's because I do it.
He has over 800 boxes of comics, but he knows nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. That's not fair. Yes, it is fair. Because you're talking in high voices again. See, who's more drunk? Is it me or is it this guy?
The one in the middle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Talk about the ceiling fan.
The ceiling fan. Stupid ceiling fan.
It's going super fast. It's freaking me out.
Oh,
We call those whirly-woos here.
No, don't tell me those things because I'll believe you. No,
oh, I'm using that now.
Don't,
yeah.
See, Rob is too kind to tell me some nonsense
for us, so we can use them here. We're bringing Australian culture to the Americans.
No, because we're gonna make them look dumb.
We're not very smart to begin with.
That's fair.
Look, it's in the eye of the beholder.
So is beauty and art.
Well,
it's subjective.
What are you, freaking Shakespeare over here? It's Shakespeare in the Park.
No, I want cake though. There's cake around here.
Is that a picture of the cheesecake that we bought?
It is a picture.
Why do you have a picture of the? Why are we eating cheesecake?
Because she posted it. So anyway, I wanted to have an actual conversation with you guys and tell Rob how much I loved Too Many Chooks, and how I was excited to see you guys and to be able to talk to you guys for the show. I'm really excited about the show.
But instead, he got drunk, and so here we are.
That was not my intention. That was not my intention.
Not my intention. As he says, yeah, I'll take 3 shots of the Jolly Rancher vodka.
It's so good. It was so good, though. Like, it tasted just like watermelon. It was like the greatest thing ever. Like, there was not even a hint of alcohol. Yeah, it was just like...
It did not taste like alcohol.
It was like, oh, it's watermelon juice.
Yeah, I'll drink that. They melted Jolly Rancher into liquid for it.
Man, that was great.
Did you say that vodka's called Jolly Rancher?
Yeah.
It was so it's Jolly Rancher mixed with.
Well, they changed the name in Australia. It's called the Happy Drover.
They call their Ranchers Drovers.
No, that is not a Jolly Rancher. That's a dude on a farm.
Did you know that they call their natives Aborigines? They're like our Native Americans.
I know what they call. Man, you all need to quit.
They don't call them Native Australians.
Are you fucking?
No, they're real.
I know that
they're in movies.
I'm not.
They did a movie.
In movies.
They're real. They're in movies.
That's awesome logic. Awesome logic.
Right. It's in a movie. It must be real.
Yeah, that's the truth. Superman is Clark Kent. Who would have thought?
How do you not know this stuff about Australia? You're on the show every week. Why do I know more about Australia culture?
Not the shenanigans, giant bears eating people in trees.
Did you know that Mel Gibson's from Australia?
He doesn't count.
So is Russell Crowe.
He counts.
And Wolverine. Hugh Jackman.
He's okay.
Well, he's okay, but not Russell Crowe or Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson doesn't count. Russell Crowe is okay. Mel Gibson.
Why does Mel Gibson count? He's Mad Max. He put Australia on the map.
No, sir.
Mel Gibson's from New Zealand.
He put Australia on the map.
Crocodile Dundee, man.
Is he? I didn't know that.
I think so.
Crocodile Dundee to the Australians is like The real Crocodile Dundee is Steve Irwin to them. They like Steve Irwin more than they like Crocodile Dundee. They don't like Crocodile Dundee. Crocodile Dundee is like the white trash Australian. I shit you not. They hate him. Isn't that right? Don't you guys hate Crocodile Dundee?
Probably a strong word.
Every house in
Strong.
Australia has a shrine to Crocodile Dundee, mate. Like that, you can't throw that out there.
He's a national treasure.
They call it a fourth bedroom, and when they're selling the house, but actually it's set up with a little temple and Buddhist incense and stuff, and there's old Crocodile Dundee.
Except for in Australia, they don't call him a national treasure; they call him an Aussie prize.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation about how awesome things are.
That was your first mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Look, we're talking about funny books. We're not making rocket scientists here.
I wanted to make rocket science. I'm talking about dinosaur boobs.
You can't make rocket scientists unless you have a baby.
Whatever. I'm gonna get Shane in trouble. Y'all need to stop.
I do apologize. We're not trying to give you an R rating, or 18+ rating.
Oh, good. Well, Alex Saviak, you reckon you can get a photo of him?
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
With or without a mask?
That's right. You guys are still wearing masks, aren't you?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They feel we have to.
We went to Walmart, and half people were wearing masks, half people weren't.
Walmart.
Well,
Up to you. I'll leave that one in your capable hands. I'm not fussy. It'd just be nice to
We'll get you. We'll get you
see the man in person.
We'll get you a photo, and we'll try to I want that guy to do a cover for my book. Remember? You said so.
Which one? Wait,
the dude you were just talking to.
Oh, Expo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, it's always business. You got to keep it real.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
Talk to your friends.
I'm trying.
You're not doing it. I'm running this show better than you are.
I'm supposed to become an Australian at some
Why
point.
don't you drive us home? Jesus Christ.
I'm not that shitty. I'm just laughing because you guys are funny.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah. What's in your Coke can, sir?
Coke. I had to take my medicine, so it's Coke.
Yeah. Oh, your medicine. You mean your Jesus juice?
Yes.
So, Rob, I didn't get to meet you formally last time. I like you.
Yeah, man.
I'm Jimmy Noble. I'm the creator of Totally Rad Comics. I do 1980s based comics, based in the 1980s. I do fun comics, naked lady comics stuff like that. But
Nice.
it's nice to meet you, Rob.
Yeah, man.
Rob, I think he's heard many chooks just as much as most people because it's become like a staple in my household. It's an important thing to talk about.
I should send you the actual book, Dustin, so you can read about it.
I would love the actual book. I will send you the listener, and I will send you Greed, and I will eventually send you Babes Gore a Dinosaur.
All right, I'll send you some Devil's Toilet and some.
I love the toilet. It's the greatest thing. Rob has got original ideas, man, and that's so important in this industry.
Wait a minute. So you have a comic book about a toilet?
Yes.
I have one about a toaster. We should do a crossover.
Yeah, that's right. The Devil's Toilet.
Devil's Toilet. I love it.
Too many chooks. Vamoose.
Too many chooks, boy. Gonna get the clock on.
Gonna get the clock on.
I'm gonna get a piece of pie.
It's not pie, it's cake.
We call that a Struth sandwich over here.
So I went to the airport today because I fly on planes. That's what I do. Not professionally. But I'm wearing my next book as a T-shirt, and it's Camp Retro. So when I was at the airport, and they're like, and there's an old lady, and she's like, "Oh, you're a camp counselor," and like trying to explain to her like, "No, I'm actually a comic book writer. This is a comic book," and then trying to explain what kind of comics I do. I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm just a counselor. I'm a camp counselor. That's what I am. Yep, I work at Stick."
I'll be whatever you need me to be, old mate.
Whatever you want me to be, I'll be. I'll be your Superman.
Well, I certainly hope you guys are going to be having fun tomorrow.
I mean,
we're
fun tomorrow.
You're either going to be having a heap of fun, or you're either going to be very.
As long as we can wake up on time to load in, I think we'll be off to a great start.
Yeah.
But
How far do you have to travel to get there? You're just down the road now.
I think we're like 10 minutes away from it. 10
Yep.
minutes.
Oh, that's all right.
So
Are you
we'll
sharing
load the car up.
I can actually see the convention center from my hotel room.
Oh,
Super fancy.
Oh.
But I'm a little nervous because I used to live in this area that we're in for like 3 years, and I have a lot of ex-girlfriends. So like I'm worried that I'm gonna show up at the show and then like a bunch of my exes are gonna show up like asking for money, and I'm like,
Give him a comic book, mate.
yeah, here's a comic book based on stuff that we did. Oh, look, I changed the names around. They don't look like them. We're fine. They can't sue me for likeness. Anything, it says in my copyright, anything likeness to anyone in real life is strictly parody. Oh, thank you, man.
Nothing wrong with parody.
Yeah.
Parody.
Good old fashioned struth sandwich, delicious.
Truth sandwich, yes.
You're gonna have me saying shit that's not real, and it's your fault. It is real.
Why don't you believe it?
I don't believe anything right
I
now.
believe everything you're saying.
I used to until they started talking about fucking tree bears and stuff. And
drop bears. They call them drop bears. It's real. They knew exactly what I was talking about.
that's probably because you saw the same movie they did.
It's not a movie. It's real life. It's a documentary, if anything.
This might blow your mind, but I have never thrown a shrimp on the Barbie. Not even once.
Not
Oh,
even-
God. Oh my God! Do you guys have Outback Steakhouse? Oh no! What do they have? A bloomin' onion. Have you guys ever had a bloomin' onion?
A bloomin' onion.
They take an onion and then they just deep fry it and put a bunch of batter and grease over an onion.
We have flaming crows. Like
Oh,
you said,
flaming
flaming crows.
It's like ham and crow, but flaming.
No, I've never had a blooming
Oh,
onion.
Dave, you've tuned into the perfect time.
Hi, Dave. A blooming onion. My God.
It's great until you realize what it is, and you never want to put it in your body again.
Is that like a battered Mars bar?
Well, it's like onion though, right?
No,
It's
an onion, but like
get that at all.
imagine just putting it in a deep fryer and letting the batter and grease just absorb the entire fryer, and then feed it to a family of 4.
No.
it's great.
No, I don't wish to dabble in that. No.
The first time you get it, it's incredible. The second time you get it, you realize it's the worst thing you've ever imbibed.
Yeah.
It sounds like something you give to someone that you don't like.
Yes, like if you're having like a work dinner, you take your associates.
It's what would make a toilet a devil afterwards. It actually, ironically enough, it's the same color going in as it is coming out.
No,
And just as it's
No.
going in as it's going in.
done. I'm not talking to you anymore. Do your toilet talk.
I mean, why can't we talk about toilets? He does a toilet comic book.
That's fair.
What inspired that, by the way?
Just did something easy to draw, a square with eyes. That's basically it. And I was like, what does that look like?
Square
Then I
shape?
drew a circle underneath it, and I was like, oh, that's a toilet. Why would a toilet have eyes? And then the thing wrote itself.
I like it. I will pay you money for that book.
All right.
A lot of people have.
Yeah, it's like an $8 book, but then $30 delivery to you, I think.
Hey,
It's ridiculous delivery.
I spare no expense. I'll do really well at the show this week, and I'll be able to get that book.
I hope you do really well from there.
Me too, because I want to buy this book. I'm gonna buy this book. Sell me your book. Send me an invoice. I'll pay that. I will pay you, sir. Add me on Facebook. I'm Jim E. Noble. No, I'm not Dusty. That's him. I am Jim E. Noble. I'll put your name as
I
Dust.
hate you so much.
I put your first name as Dust.
Yeah, I see what you did.
Dust, middle initial
Yeah,
E.
I was okay with that
Like a
until
rapper.
you read it together and
Like a rapper. So I'm Jim E. and it's Dust E.
From the sounds of it, he'll be dusty in the morning.
Morning, yeah.
No. I already got enough flack for the no beard
Oh,
thing.
you're screaming.
I don't know, am I? What happened, Jeff? God. Dave. On live stream.
We're live. I can hear what you're saying. You know that, right?
Absolutely. No
Sounds like you guys are having a bit of fun there, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
I guess you could say that.
You won't be having so much fun in the morning, I think.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm drinking water.
Jim.
I'm
Jim.
drinking water out
Jim.
of a fancy glass.
Jim,
Yeah.
this is a wild native beast that I have tamed to be mine. I found him out in the mountains, northwest of the city in which I live. And I spent 3 days tracking him. And then,
3 days.
he came to me and we bonded. And now this is what Australians do. Hey, Rob, we just pick a wild animal and it's right in the chain.
And then we
And
put
of
them on our
course.
coins.
Look at him. Look at the ferociousness as he tries to get away from me. Look at that, mate.
You ruined my Lee Chalker. You hear me? You've ruined it. Lee Chalker was my hero, and you've ruined it.
I was really confused that I realized that's his name.
You've ruined the Chalker for me. Okay.
Hey, careful.
At least Sean has not been ruined. Don't
If
take
you
him.
drink too many of those, you'll wet the bed. You had the same glasses as that kid too.
No, shut up.
You were wearing the same glasses as that kid in the movie. Except for he was drinking Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Oh yeah, Pepsi it's an American soda. I don't know if you guys call it soda. What do you guys call soda in Australia? Pop?
No.
Pop, isn't that a style of music?
You would think, but there's some Americans that call it pop. I don't know.
I call pop sometimes.
Oh, geez, you're part of the problem.
I have no problem.
Look at this. This guy's wearing a white shirt, no stains.
Stains on me. What's that?
Well,
Sit that.
We've got our next guest about to come on, guys.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for having us, fellas. I hope we can come
Yeah.
back on the show. I hope we haven't embarrassed ourselves too much.
I'm a
You're
host.
right, gentlemen.
If I can't come back on my own show, I'll be
Oh.
really sad.
Hey, if you're looking for new,
You can come back on your own show. It's okay, Dustin. Just maybe
if you're looking
less drinks.
If you're looking for a host with the most, I'm your guy.
Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm real sorry.
So
I
long,
didn't have
fellas.
the beard.
We hope you guys have a holly jolly one to see you on the Facebook.
All is good.
Yes.
You take care. Enjoy tomorrow, and say good day
See
to
ya,
Alex
fellas.
Xavier.
You got
Gotcha.
it.
Have
Have
a good time tomorrow.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Be good.
All right.
That was fun. Nice one, Dave. Nice one.
That was fun.
All right. Do we have
Now
anything?
now those poor
No,
buggers will be thinking there's like lizards that spring out of trees, and
Yeah.
they'll never set foot here.
Flying
I think
snakes.
we
That
could
was
have all
my
just-
favorite.
We could have just muted ourselves and turned our cameras off, and they would have even noticed.
Well, I thought our next guest was ready, but he was just telling me that he's on his way. So sorry.
Oh, that's
So
all
it's
right.
just us three.
It's all right. Don't mind having a yarn. So, Rob, quick question for you, bud. Are
Yeah, mate.
were you happy with all the artists' drawings last evening? With
bloody oath I
Mr.
was.
Shalani?
Oh, they were awesome.
Yeah, as I was saying last night, I dreamt about getting to a spot where other people would draw my characters, and it's only just recently sort of started happening. And it's I'm a big fan of everyone involved, and so it's an honor. And I was texting you last night, Lee. I don't take it for granted at all. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things where there's like little bubbles of goodness that come along every now and then. Hey, and it's like when you get it, you just got to go with it. So it's like, no, I totally get it. You jump on the train and just keep on going. But mate, some of the guys that pop on that show really do like blow my mind, man. Because I'm not, I don't have a particular style that I like. I just like meeting people and seeing their output, of all mediums and stuff. But the thing that amazes me is like it sets a really nice challenge, because for me, I'm a slow artist. I draw for 10 minutes, walk away, have a cigarette, come back for half hour. Like I will spend the whole day doing a page, where the thing I like doing is just like, yep, okay, got an hour, and do it. So seeing everyone else's work, that's pretty inspiring. It keeps you rocking on, because
it does.
Especially like you, man. You like got IPs coming out everywhere now. It's like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, how did you work on the FBI go, mate? Like,
Well, it's funny because I keep thinking, I need more books and more titles, but then I don't know, Supernova sort of made me think like I'm kind of onto something with the Devil's Toilet. Like it brought a lot of, whether it got people to actually buy it, the name brought people to the table because they thought it was silly, and then they'd end up buying Hayden's books or Gary's books or whatever. But so it made me think that even like the turtle book should be from the pages of the Devil's Toilet or something. Keep it all under one banner.
Duncan's picture was a ripper that he did from home.
Yeah.
Seriously, when he chucked that, I was like, "Whoa, man!" Like.
So it's funny, like my wife couldn't give a shit about a lot of the stuff I do, but Frederick Cheloney, something about him just vibed with her years ago when I came up with him. And so she was very interested last night. I kept showing her all the different versions. She's very quite protective of him. And so she was like, "Oh, what? He looks too evil in that one. Oh, I like that one." And it was very cool. Normally she's just like, "Oh, more toilets." I don't get it.
Well, mate, people must be, because it's as you're saying, like you're pretty popular with the old Devil's Toilet. There's a lot of stuff that pops up on those, the Facebook pages we're all on, and comic collectors, and Shane's stuff and everything. And there's always a lot of nice compliments for you, mate. And people sending photos of I picked up your 2 issues, or pretty sure someone. Might have been from a month or 2 back, but someone had bought like 4 of your comic books from somewhere, mate, just to have 4 of them, and they chucked it up on Facebook. I'll see if I can find that picture. So you're making some inroads there, mate. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Just don't stop, Rob.
No, I've got to keep going, because I keep thinking I've got to get this out. Devil's Toilet 3 will happen when it happens, but I'm kind of thinking I need to bump it up the list and make it the priority.
Yeah. It's
Shane probably won't agree with that. He's got a bit of a stake in the turtle. Well, so he's going to tie heavily into Devil's Toilet.
awesome.
But so actually 2 characters from the Devil's Toilet will appear in ComX. And I nearly finished the 3rd page last night, so I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it just in time to then have the deadline for the 2nd issue. It's going to be
exactly.
I'll be like, yes, I did it, and now I've got to do it again. Son of a gun!
You can do it,
dude. I'm trying to do
Thanks,
this.
Man.
He's a good fella, that Hayden. And
bloody oath.
Right there with what he said. Even with Marathon, because it's like I've laid out like the whole comic book, and then I started drawing it like a week or 2 back in between bits and pieces, and I thought, hang on a minute. No, I'm going to try something else. And now those 8 pages are gone and sat over there, and I'm like having this total brain explosion of I don't know how it'll work. I was telling Shane the other day, but I'm actually thinking about not doing any penciling for it and grey washing from empty page through to doing the images in that regard.
Yeah, right.
It's tricky. So I've been mucking around with that stuff at the moment. I'm going to do the best I can to pull it off, but I just want to really challenge myself now because.
What do your scripts look like? Do you write, or is it just all in your head, or do you write stuff down? Or
man, over the years it's changed. As I have everything laid out, Rob. I've got like 4 big folders full of like the layouts that I've done over the years and stuff, and I've got little word bubbles and iterations and stuff that prompt me. And the story's there; it's all there, but there are certain things that I can change and reestablish to suit the more, I guess, modern me as opposed to the 30-year-old that was doing it and that. So I guess the scripts are ever evolving. I'm very lucky that because my artwork takes so long, Tam is a huge supporter as well. And she's like sits with me and we talk it out, like we sit in the lounge room and like I pace and she's like, so what do you think, but you got to keep to the story beats, and every character's got their own thing in ebb and flow. But it's a really cool thing because we just talk, what about this? We say this, we'll do that. Oh, we can change it to that. What about this? And do, and so I guess, between her and I, the writing has become very collaborative. In actual fact, Tam is the main reason I think why Hanson became so popular, because I had him slightly different, and then Tam came in and said, you know what, I reckon this, and this. So it was a case of like, I trust you, give it a go, and then I left her with it while I was drawing for a bit, and comes in, she's like, oh, here it is, and I was reading it and I was just sitting there smiling, and I was like, damn, you just nailed that, So now Tam's got this little pride of place where, it's like, I'm Hanson, don't you ever forget that. And I guess she is her character. So
how long till she gets a writer's credit on the book?
She got one on the 3rd issue, mate.
Oh, nice. I don't have the 3rd issue. That would be why.
Yeah, no,
I just checked the number 1 here.
Mate. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no, 1 and 2 were done by me a long time ago. And and Tam, when we reworked issue 3, Tam just did such an awesome job, man. And there was really no other. You can't not put Tamara on the writer's credit, mate. So it was that was her first.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, little published thing. So she's pretty happy. But yeah, the writing's organic, Rob. I do a lot of. Oh, yeah, hang on a sec. Just to give you, I have stuff everywhere, man. I mean, that there is like, just little layouts that I do, like with this happens in this panel, that happens in that panel. So as these prompt me to do the words and the characters and stuff like that, I have these laying around everywhere. These are just stuff for marathon at the moment. I mean, man, I even get to the point where I do my own editing by ruler, taping, ripping it out, sticking it over here. And so it's ever evolving and changing with me, mate. So it's, I pity the poor bugger that ever asked me to write him a story, because they'd be like, like,
would you ever be open to drawing someone else's writing?
Yeah, if I had the time, absolutely, somewhere down the track I would be, because just with, like we were saying, with like Battle for Bustle's real tricky and intricate, and now marathons come up, and my brain sort of moved into, see, the hold up with issue 4 was me, because I've had to jiggle a few things around in issue 4 and add a page here and there and do things to put in a couple of extra little connections to marathon and stuff. And I thought it was going to be, it'll take me a week, and like a month later, like you're still sitting there trying to make sure that this new idea doesn't interfere with what's already laid out, if you know what I'm saying, mate. Yeah, I'm absolutely up to drawing other people's work. It's just when I get the time. That's why I enjoy doing these one-off like splash pages and stuff, man. Like I said, it's just sort of occasionally it's opening the window, letting some fresh air in, just drawing. Because sometimes when you're doing your own creative thing, you can get a bit bogged down in it. You know what I mean? Like, and it becomes a bit of a chore, if you know what I mean. And it's just nice to just have a little play around in someone else's yard, you know, and just, you know, that the weird part is Bo Jardine did a variant cover of issue 1 of Battle for Bustle, and I've got the original artwork. It was sent to me, and it's a very lovely piece. And the thing that I got from it was I saw what he was doing in his style with his inking and stuff like that. So then I decided out of nowhere that I was going to do, my favorite Australian comic book character is the Dark Nebula. So I decided I was going to do this one-off piece of the Dark Nebula, and I was doing it. And then I found myself sort of strangely, mate, he's a brilliant character. And I found myself strangely bringing some of what I'd learned from what I'd seen in Bo's style and bits and pieces, and brought that into Dark Nebula, which then came into the turtle drawing the other day I did for you. You know what I mean? And like now I seem to be going through this whole process of hence with Marathon I'm thinking about trimming it down and just going grey shading and stuff, you know, because it's a different world, but it's I don't want to make it exactly bustle, you know.
It ties in though, right? Doesn't Marathon?
Marathon will be set about 2,500 years before where we are now in Battle for Bustle.
Oh wow, awesome!
So yeah, it's a good story. It involves thank you, Dave. I'm glad you did, mate. She deserved that credit. She did good work. She's a good writer, mate. Marathon is a small town, and they're isolated from another settlement. And the small town was placed there exactly a marathon's difference in length to the coastal civilization, and they're in a little walled town, and this town's falling. It's dilapidated. It was flash when it started, but like 30 years later, it's dust and dust bowls and no blue skies, red skies, you know, that sort of stuff, real shitty. And and basically there's these men, they're called runners, and they have to, there's no lines of communication between the coastal settlement and Marathon, and no one can get through because of a native tribe that, you know, basically is at loggerheads over varying reason, as you'll discover, with the two settlements. So it's these runners' jobs to try and pierce the lines and get through to the other settlement. And the small town of Marathon is running out of runners because these guys are disappearing and there's no more boys being born. So they're down to their last several, like 2 or 3 runners. One is the main dude. His name is Ambrose Chappell, and there's a small boy there. He's a teenager, but mate, he's an extraordinary person. He's a little bit different to everyone else with learning difficulties and stuff like that, and he won't be a runner, but that's all he ever wants to be because Ambrose is like his hero. And I guess Ambrose takes him under his wing, and then when it's Ambrose's time to go, that's when the journey starts. So you disappear out into, you know, and the boy and Ambrose are, I guess, intertwined. So the adventure starts there.
And how many issues is it going to run for? How many like noir issues?
Oh, at this point, man, I'm probably thinking 8 to 9, 8-page.
Oh wow,
8-page stories. That's what I'm going to have a crack at.
Wow.
And the idea, if I can pull it off, is starting with the grey shade and then slowly over every issue adding lines and inks in as the story becomes more visible. So you're sort of coming through a fog out into the clearing. And if it works, it'll work. If it doesn't, what do? You know, like I'm still going to have a go at it. So
yeah, wow, that's
wow,
awesome.
thank you, Vanilla Groove. Yeah, so no, I'm looking forward to doing that, man. And Shane provided me the opportunity, and it was a story I'd always had in my head. And Shane breathed life into it, I guess, and I want to get it out there. So so I'm pretty keen on doing it. I think it'll be a nice story, man, because I've always again, you know, I suppose I look at things in a desolate way, you know, but there's always hope, you know, with the characters and stuff. So, you know, you got to hang in there. But also would like to one day do a Hanson story, because I've got his history and backstory all played out and panned out and stuff like that. And all the characters have their own timelines. So I guess I could be in bustle for a long time, mate.
Yeah.
And yes, if there's ever an opening and someone wants to chuck me something, you know, like I'm more than happy to draw them, because it is very nice to get out of a dark, doomy city occasionally. Yeah. They can get a bit heavy. Yeah. But no, I was really blown away too by Dave Dyer's drawing that I saw of Hanson last night. That was excellent. And I don't think I said thank you to him last night for that, because like yourself, Rob, that sort of thing really just makes you want to keep going, mate, you know, in terms of creativity and stuff. So there's no competition here, mate. We're just all try and pull each other along, mate.
No, it's good. So, it's same with me with the putting marathon in ComX and stuff. Like I've had the Chaloni character for a long time, but then when it sort of came up that, you know, Shane asked me if I wanted to be a part of the ComX thing, and I was sort of like, oh yeah, I guess I could do this, and then just forcing. So like I'm going to come out of it with a comic that I had not really left to my own devices. I wouldn't have done, you know what I mean? And so it's kind of like I may have done it eventually, but it's kind of forcing me to. Yeah, it's pushing me. Like now, it's getting to crunch time, and I'm sort of like, all right, 2 pages a week. I can do that. I can get 2 pages a week before deadline. But yeah, once it's all said and done, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm so glad that, you know, I got that little bit of a kick up the butt to get this done.
Absolutely. Well, mate, I went into like Shane and I talk a lot, but I nearly went into a total meltdown the other day because I was drawing and like, oh my God, I got so many drawings coming out and marathons coming. I'm like, Shane, this end of June deadline's going to kill me. And he's like, end of June. And I'm like, yeah, end of June. He's like, nah, mate, end of July. I just need a promo picture done by the end of June. And mate, I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I had the exact same. Speaking of Hayden, like, so, I said yes to way too many things. And I had this 1 week where it was just like, it was overwhelming me a little bit. And I was like, I don't know why did I do this? I've said yes to too many things. And I actually sent Shane a few messages. Can I just do like a 3-page story? Maybe 2 pages? I just don't know if I can make it. And then, I had a look and the deadline was a month later than I thought it was. And I was like, oh, that changes things. Oh, I can do that. Yeah, just loosened the belt a little bit. And I was like, yeah, now I can let my belly hang and we can get this done.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's... I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be out of the granny flat. Like, no one's going to know what I look like. I'm going to come out like all pale and, you know, like bloody big bowls under my eyes, like, you know, the sunlight, you know, here it is, Shane, you know, like only living off those Nang noodles and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone's processes and stuff too, you know, and the noir comic, I think I'm seeing little bits and pieces of Tony Menzies stuff as well. He's
he's been putting in a bit of his stuff,
put some layouts up with Killer B, and he's certainly he's he's an artist, man. He can
Yeah.
draw, that dude. Let me tell you. And yeah,
So
I
I guess
like what
that'll end
he's
up coming out before his samurai book, right?
Fallen.
Fallen,
I
that's
think
right.
it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fallen. Yeah, I'm not sure when that's coming out. Actually, he's probably told us, and I've just forgotten.
Where's Tony live? Like what state?
Tasmania, I believe.
I think he is Tasmania. Yeah.
ComX has got like the whole place covered. We can have that book selling at all the different conventions with all the different groups of people.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah, that's pretty
At
awesome.
least I hope that's the plan.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I've told anyone the plan.
Oh, mate, I just think, it's the more the merrier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's no right or wrong with the story that you want to tell. That's why I love, doing this show with Shane and Dustin and yourself and stuff, Rob. Meeting these people, talk cartooning, talk, nudie independent comic books. The market. I had no idea about it, but after talking to Jim last week, you sit down and go like, wow, okay, like huge, there's so many niches, right or wrong, mate, one of the biggest, most awesome things I had the other day was my mate. He's got a little boy and a little girl, and his daughter loves drawing, and he's got issues of battle for bustle. We went to school together, and a beautiful thing is that he and I grew up next to each other, literally next door, used to play every day, went through school, and then after school finished, we went our separate paths and stuff. And he saw Battle for Bustle and contacted me again after 24 years. So his little daughter loves to draw, and he was sending me photos the other night of her drawing pictures of these Battle for Bustle characters.
Yeah.
And man, sort of, I'm getting a bit teary about it now, because that's the sort of thing. No, that's the sort of thing I like, mate. Is
yeah, definitely. That's pretty cool.
People drawing and people's characters getting out there and stuff, and hopefully, like with yourself, Rob, me, Shane, anyone that's out there doing this stuff, just keep it going, mate. It should. It's a beautiful medium, comics, mate.
That's so weird, because I had almost the exact experience. I've got a mate who we played in a band together, and for a very long time. But then he ended up moving to Traralgon, and I saw him and his wife once or twice a year. And we would get together and relive the heyday. And so his kids would be babysat and we'd get drunk and all that sort of stuff. And so the way it worked out was I never met his kids. And so they then moved up to Queensland, and we went up to Queensland recently. And I hadn't seen him for a while, so I took the Devil's Toilet and Vermouth and all that stuff just to give it to him, because he's an artist in his own, a musician and whatever. And so I got to meet his kids for the first time, and I think they're 11 and 8 or something like that. And they were blown away. They're into drawing, and they were blown away that this guy had, Daddy's friend had drawn these books of this silly toilet-looking character. And then on the way home, we're flying back to Melbourne, and he sends me pictures of his kids sitting down with the Devil's Toilet open, and they're copying it. And yeah, it was awesome. I had this whirlwind, I'm your weird uncle that you've never met, and but I'm a big fan of your dad and all this sort of stuff. And the next day, getting pictures of them drawing the Devil's Toilet, it was very surreal. And then I'm like, when am I going to see these kids again? Because I've fallen in love with them, and I need to draw with them and stuff. Yeah. And speaking of this is my daughter drew this. My daughter's 4.5.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I don't know what those pros are doing, but yeah. My daughter loves drawing as well. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Makes me very happy.
Oh man, drawing has always been there with me, eh? Because I'm an only child, so I used to, I've got uncles and aunts who are, 10 and 12 years older and stuff, and close family. But there was always a lot of time with me and just me. And Dad introducing me to comics, I just thought at one point, I'd like to have a go. And when I was a young fella, I used to sit there and just draw, man, and it used to be covers. I'd copy covers. And I remember I was always a fan of Ghost Rider. One of the first comic books I came across when I was a kid was the original Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. And that always left a mark in my mind. And then in about, I think it was 1990, 89, something like that, Marvel revamped Ghost Rider with Howard Mackie, the writer, Avia Solters, possibly is how you pronounce his name. Don't throw stones at me. And his brother-in-law, Mark Texera. And if you've ever seen the Dan Ketch Ghost Rider from that period, there's oh man, probably I would say the first 24, 30 issues of that are absolutely is a hell of a
Spirits of Vengeance as well. I assume you got Spirits of Vengeance. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Kubert, you blew my mind, that artist back
Kudos
in the
for
day.
knowing the artists back then. I didn't know anybody. I just knew, like, I went where the characters went. I didn't even think to follow artists and writers.
Well, I found different I've probably got so many comic books because I actually sort of followed artists, if you know what I mean. So if they did Ghost Rider for a little bit, then suddenly, they'd go off and do an annual of Moon Knight. I'd find myself, oh, hell, I'm buying the annual of Moon Knight because he did it. And then that introduces you to Moon Knight. So, you veer off. And then suddenly I'm like working as like this 15, 16-year-old kid, you know what I mean? Like part-time at Woolies and that. And, going to school and, doing all the things. And, man, I'm not saving any money because it's like I'm going to the comic book shop on payday, literally like walking out of there with a box of these things, and I still got them, and I still look at them, and comics are great, man.
Yeah, they're right.
Yes,
we've just got our last guest who's just hopped on and ready for the last 7 minutes. Cool. This is Jesse Dracman.
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, man.
Hey, how are you?
Going?
Super duper, mate. You guys good?
Yeah, good.
Mate.
Excellent.
Fellow Brisbanite.
Fellow night, yeah.
So, what do you do with yourself, Jesse?
I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, right? So, I'm a musician, but I'm also now entering the realm of the comic book writing world. So, I've put out recently my first horror comic, Freakenstein. So, yeah.
Awesome comic.
Thank you. It's this little bad boy right here. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good fun. I've just finished issue 2 and currently working on issue 3 and starting another series of something else very soon too. So, I'm having a really good time, guys. Really good fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, how did you feel? Like, you always wanted to do your own comic book, or you just sort of got to a point where you went, now's the time, boom, this is it, let's have it?
Yeah. Look, I mean, I've been touring with my band for the last 10 years. So, time was, you just find yourself, your headspace distracted with, recording and touring and everything else. And then, when the madness hit 2 years ago, suddenly you find yourself with the free time that you've been yearning for to do the things you wanted to do. So this was something I'd always wanted to do, man. So Freakenstein was, has been pretty much 4 years in the making. Started from a novel and, that I wrote, and it's just evolved into what it is now.
Very good.
How did you find the collaboration with the artist? I wouldn't dare try to pronounce his name.
Pristignoli.
Yeah,
that was look, man, there's some language barriers that need to be overcome, but look, honestly, the communication was really good. We covered the basics, and we got the job done, man. So we have a great relationship now, and it makes me feel really good because I feel like I've done a lot of how I've done this. I would say not in the normal way that things are done, as I've probably discovered. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
very cool.
So how did you find your artist, mate?
so I found him through an artist app, because here's the funny thing was I'd spoken to a few artists around the country, not too many, around the country and overseas, and just found the communication was just not, I'm a very upfront, I'm a get shit done kind of guy. Like, just let's get it done, let's make it happen. And I just found a lot of hurdles with that. So I just, my guitarist hit me up, about finding artists overseas via this app, and I, went through and found my guy on this app, and we talked a bit, and it was all systems go, man. So yeah, it's been really cool working with some really good talent, and I'm having a really good time.
Same artist on issue 2 as well?
Yeah, same artist for issue 2. I'm going to try and keep the continuity for the whole series, man. I'm doing a 6-part limited series.
Yep.
I mean, Freakenstein's it's based on a true story. My band toured the US in 2015, and I had originally written these tour diaries that were to be published, but the band that we toured with fell into legal dramas. So out of respect, I pulled back on that. And I wrote the first, when Madness first hit, that's when I wrote Freakenstein, the novel. And a lot of people read it and went, this would make a really cool comic book. So I went ahead and, just kicked off with that. And it's been cool, just staying with the same guy. But I am collaborating with another artist for my next series that I'm going to start soon.
And what's that one? What's that idea or title or whatever?
Yeah, it's I'll announce it here, Shane, for you guys, because
exclusive.
I haven't made it public. So it's called A Game of Two Evils. It's basically just a pure horror epic. I don't know if it'll be like a full-length series or a short series or maybe even a one-off at this stage, as it's just in the birthing stages. But it's going to be set in the 60s, a game between two demons, two demonic entities, and they're going to have a not-so-friendly wager using the souls of a cannibal serial killer and a detective that both passed away, and they've brought them back from the dead in a with the promise of a new life. But the catch is their good and evil personas are swapped. So the serial killer is going to be like, you're allowed in the world, but you cannot go back to your cannibal ways. You actually have to be a good person. And the detective is allowed to just let his dark side loose. And it's going to be quite interesting to see that experiment of how two people react in that scenario.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. That sounds like you are busy, mate.
Yeah. Just man, I love keeping busy, man.
That's the way to be. So, dude, quick question while you're here. What's the name of your band?
My band's called Dark Cell. We're actually playing tonight of all days. So we're finally playing a gig this year. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Yeah. So Dark Cell, we've been around a while, kicked a few goals, played in a few countries, and had a good time, man. So yeah.
Awesome.
What do you do in the
starting
band?
to kick comic goals.
Sorry. First question. I'm the vocalist, and
cool.
I open my mouth and hope for good things to come out. So no one's run away and asked for their money back yet, so I'm doing okay.
Awesome.
Yep. And there was.
I just said now you're kicking comic goals, mate. So
thanks, like man. No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, good stuff,
man. Honestly, I'm just having a really good time, and I'm just talking to heaps of guys in the industry and just learning, man. Just really, I'm not out to sort of say I'm the be all and end all or any of that bullshit. I'm just here for a good time, and hoping to meet some cool dudes along the way and learn some cool things, and see Australia just really kick some goals in the comic industry more.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you going to sell your book at shows? At
yeah. So I'll be selling tonight at the gig, but
awesome.
I've just signed on for Supernova's convention, so I'll be doing Supernova this year, and hopefully Oz Comic Con as well, both in Brisbane. So
Cool.
So it'll be exciting, you know.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of conventions, you know, as a punter, but it'll be my first time sort of getting out there as a, you know, as a creator. So it should be fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, mate, I've never even been to a convention. I live in far north Queensland, and our convention's like Magneticon, and that comes here and there. And there's a Lego convention on up here in some school hall in a couple of weeks. You know, like so that's that's about the extent of what happens up in the Ville, mate.
Oh,
so
man. Go tear it up there, man.
Oh, they wouldn't want me doing that, mate. I'll probably end up just disappearing into the world of Lego.
Yeah, man. Why not? Lego rules.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of it, isn't there? My God. Unbelievable. That's
Lego
cool.
rocks. Yeah.
Hey, so now, Shane, there was like you got a compliment there, Jesse, from someone called Vicious X. I just saw. I don't know if you can see.
No, I can't see.
Popped up. Yeah, it says, "Hey, Jackman, big fan, dude. My ex has a tattoo of you fellas that I designed. Haha, good stuff." So there you go, mate.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Yeah, we've definitely got. There's a few tattoos of ours popping around the world. So it's kind of weird when you hear that sort of stuff. I've been doing it, you know, in this band for 10 years, and I'm still getting used to compliments like that. So, you know, when people tell me they've got tattoos of us on their bodies, it's it's quite a weird feeling to get used to, you know.
Yeah, that'd be yeah, it would be.
Yeah, like people have like things like lyrics and just our logo and just all kinds of weird shit, man. It's cool. So looking forward to a Freakenstein tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't think there'd be any higher compliment, would there, than someone getting a tattoo of your stuff? Like,
no, not at all, man. It's the bomb, man. Like, I think the only weird one we did was when we did Soundwave a few years back, and we did the meet and greet, and this guy came up and pulled his shirt down and got us to sign his chest, and he said he was going to go get it tattooed straight away. So I've yet to see how that turned out, but points to him for his commitment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My God. Yeah, but mate, another question. Do you publish independently?
Yes.
So you organised everything from start to finish yourself with the printers and your artists and everything like that? Like, you really have done the start from the floor, get to the ceiling, all on your own?
It's all DIY, man. It's kind of been the work ethic of our band for all these years too, man. So it's kind of rubbed off on me. It's been a natural progression. But for me, like, making the comic book, I knew was going to cost a few bucks. And I started getting into recycling when the madness hit. I'd always recycled, but I started going, well, I don't want to do Patreon and I don't want to do Kickstarter just because it's so time consuming, energy consuming, and that's my reasoning. But I started just really getting into recycling, and weekly, by doing that, I've been able to pay my artist on a weekly basis for the art, and
that's really cool.
And accumulated enough money to print my books, and then from there, just using the sales to funnel back into getting the comic done. I teamed up with Aaron Samet from Maurice and the Metal, and he helps me with all the layout and graphic design. He's an absolute legend, and and then from there, we just collaborated and got me set up with the right printers, and so it's just been a DIY journey all the way, man. It's been great.
So smooth sailing or a few bumps?
It's pretty much smooth sailing. It costs a couple of bucks here and there, but it's all part of the journey, isn't it? You just gotta learn along the way, and you figure things out as you go, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. By the time you get to issue 2, it'll be better. Issue 3 will be better, mate. Like it'll just,
Yeah.
snowball.
Issue 2 is about to go into print next week, so it's an even bigger issue. So I'm looking at 32 pages for that one. And then issue 3 probably more of the same, man. I wish I could do it in color, but it's just that's another kettle of fish altogether, man. So
Tell me about it.
I just tell people, I go, man, I grew up black and white as well, man. So just use your imagination, man. I can't give everything to you on a silver platter, right? So yeah.
Nice.
What was it like opening the box on that first print run of your first comic?
Oh man, I shit my pants. I was like, damn, this is awesome. Like when you hold it in your hands, I mean, it's one thing when you hold, when you guys know this, when you pick up a comic and you just go, like, you're really excited about that issue, like those special comics that we all love. And then, but to hold your own creation, you just go, my God, like all those hours spent writing scripts and talking to the artists and just trying this and trying that. And then just to see it in all its finality, it's the best feeling, man. It really is. And then, it's even better when you're talking to people and people tell you what they like. And I'm cool when people tell me critique as well, man. I'm good with that. That's fine because I want to learn. I want to evolve and get better.
I assume, having played music for a while, you would have opened boxes of CDs and stuff like in the past, of like your band's first CD and whatever. But the novelty doesn't wear off, right? Like it's still, man. You open the box on the new thing, and it's half daunting, half exciting.
That's the thing, bro. If you're passionate about something, like those little things may seem trivial to some, but to me they're everything, So when I hold a new album in my hand or a piece of merchandise or just anything related to something that I'm passionate about, it's a euphoric feeling, man. It really is. So
just on the music thing, what's it like? So I played in bands as well.
Yeah.
But I'm so old that it was before streaming and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
What's it like putting out a record now? I assume you don't make a physical copy, right? Like you just put, like, it's now online and that's it.
Yeah. Look, we've still printed CDs. I know, like, guys in my band, we were having this discussion the other day. There's some argument that CDs are done, but I don't think so, because for me, I'm a purist, man. I love the nostalgia of whether it's a CD or a vinyl record. It's just like that whole journey of listening track 1 to track 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Reading the liner notes, looking at the artwork. That to me is everything. I go as far as even smelling the goddamn paper, man. Like I'm a freak for that stuff, right?
I do that with comic books and books I buy too, man. I'm pretty sure there's a few people at QBD have looked at me here. I'll snort the pages.
Man. Dude, give me a 60s or 70s Marvel comic any day, man. I'm in heaven there, man. But with CDs, man, I find it's intangible, and for us at shows, people can buy a CD whether they listen to it or not, and they can, we spend ages signing CDs and stuff, man. So I think there is still some merit to it. Streaming, I don't know, man. I'm on the fence with that. Like I think it's cool for the fact that people from all over the world can reach your music, and that's great. But these days, man, people just like download bits and pieces. They don't commit to the whole thing, and that's really sad,
It's turning into a world full of like singles, isn't it? Like where once you'd hear the song and you'd go, "Oh, I want to get that album," and then you go track 1 to track 10, and you're like, "Oh man, that's the greatest album ever." Now, even my mates only talk to me like they like bands, but then they, I like this song and that song, and then it's like bands only do 2 songs or 3 songs, and they sort of forget the rest. It's sad,
the songs themselves now are getting shorter, because why sing the chorus 4 times when you can make them listen to the song twice? and
Yeah,
because you
that's
get
right.
paid per stream. So like
Yeah.
do a short song, then they listen to it again, and that's another 10 cents in your pocket or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be lucky if it's 10 cents.
It's
I'm sure it's way less.
Bro, it's a running joke, man. Like, it's a running joke what you get from streaming services, man. We just recently the other week just hit 1 million streams for our last album. So I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. That's $20 in the bank, you know. Like, it's
crazy.
Yeah, you just gotta go. Oh well, you know that's it. You know, it looks great when you go, oh yeah, 1 million streams. That's awesome. But for a band, you kind of go, you know, financially, you think, well, that's not really going to pay us anything for it. So, you know,
You wouldn't even buy guitar strings, would it? $20?
Yeah, not really. Maybe if you get a sponsor or something, but yeah, I don't know. So yeah.
Oh, mate, it's great. You're a fellow Queenslander, mate. You know, like doing his wares and pumping it out there.
Yeah, man. Just getting it out there, dudes. You know, like that's what we got to do, right?
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
I remember getting my first box of comics, mate, and I was working and I finished at 1 o'clock, and it was coming through TNT, and I got I got this bing on my phone, and they said your delivery will be arriving in 5 minutes, and I was like, what? Boom! Out the door of work, man, in the car. I'm tilting it down the road, and I'm thinking like, oh no, because I'll have to wait and go out in the middle of whoop whoop and pick up this box if they don't deliver it and stuff. And I'm coming home flying, and there's the TNT truck on the other side of the road. I pulled up, and I've run across the road in front of traffic, and I've knocked on this poor dude's window, and he's having a sandwich, and the sandwich is basically just shot out of his hands, man. And I'm like, hey, how you going? You know, like, and he's wound the window down, you know, about that far, and he's like, yeah, mate, what's up? And I said, dude, have you delivered to this house yet? And he's like, oh, yeah. I was just told to leave it somewhere safe, mate. And I've just dropped it over the side of the fence. And I'm like, I've got 2 dogs. No! Like, mate, took off home. My heart was pounding, you know, and I got home. God. And the 2 dogs were sitting, like, you know, a couple of feet away from this box, edging ever closer, man. And it's like, I would have been devastated. But that was my first experience. And then I sat there with this box on my lap, man, like letting my heart like stop beating. And it was a great day. That was my weird story with it. So
I think you actually filmed it, Lee, didn't you? I remember watching it ages ago before I knew you.
I filmed getting a box of variants. I got once the Beau Jardine thing was done, and then I painted an image. I had 2 variants, and that came, and I filmed that one night at Wednesday. You know, after about 5, you know, maybe more than 5
your beard
years.
Was a bit shorter.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah. Time gets away, doesn't it, mate? So yeah. But no, they're all fun experiences, man. That's what we do it for, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely cool, man. I never tire hearing people's stories when they tell me, you know, their first experience doing something. You know, it's awesome, man. Like I love hearing stories from people. Like, that story is awesome, man. Like, nothing more like having your heart just pounding out of your chest whilst holding your box of comics in your hand. Like, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, it was nerve wracking. I just feel sorry for the poor TNT dude, man. Because he did. He, you know, curried egg sanger, mate. Like all over the shop, poor bugger. It's like, you know. I should have, but well, these are the things you have in the back of your memory, mate, that you just have a chuckle with. So so, mate, are you? I'm thinking that I'll be down Supernova in November.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come and have a look for your table, mate, and I'll get some comics off you and say g'day.
Absolutely, man. It's gonna be pretty loud. I'm gonna make mine pretty loud because I'm gonna have all my Dark Cell stuff there, but I'll have my Freak Productions stuff as well, like all my comics and my novels and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty colourful.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm trying to raise some coin at the moment to get like standees and all kinds of crazy shit just to make it just loud. So
yeah,
Nice.
got to do it,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely, mate.
And anyone in Brisbane can get your comic from ComX Etc. Hey,
That is correct. I have actually a special supply of comics in the shop right now, and we've just done our third stock of the comic in there, which is awesome. And I've made a bonus with them where people can buy the comic and get a one of the Dark Cell CDs for free. So I mean,
oh nice.
I don't know if that's a cool thing or not, but you know, free CDs, a free CD for kids. So cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Got to get it out there, mate. There's no,
Yeah,
you
man.
know.
Yeah, that's it, man. So we'll see what happens. But it's the guys at ComX Etc. have been so supportive. I don't know. I really don't know what other comic shops are like, to be honest. I've tried to reach out to a couple. I won't name any, but the ones that I've tried to reach out to, they just, I don't know. They all have problems writing back to you. And, you know, I'm good with rejection. Just, you know, write back. You know, it's not hard to do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's great. That's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably have to wrap this up, Jess. Sorry.
That's
thanks
cool.
for coming on.
Dude, so sorry I was so late, but thanks
no,
so
you're
much
at
for
work.
having me
That's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
You made it
But,
eventually. Better late than never.
Yeah, but oh man, let's do this again, man. It's just really cool meeting all you guys and just chatting comics, man. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, man.
It's cool meeting you, Jesse. It's cool meeting you, mate.
Hell yeah. It's been great.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, have a great day. Have a good weekend.
Yep.
And thanks for coming on. And I look forward to next time.
Absolutely, man.
All right,
Take
before
care,
you go, where can people find you? Where can people find your website, your Instagram, all that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah, I've got the website.
I just posted it all.
Oh, okay. Ignore that then.
No, that's cool. Just go to my Freak Productions page and
Freak Productions, yeah.
Yeah, say good day.
Okay. Sorry, Shane. I just thought, yeah.
No. You can't see what I'm doing, so it's all good.
Okay.
I just want to quickly give props to Shane, but what an awesome human being, and what you're doing for the Australian comic book industry is friggin' awesome, man. Keep it up.
Oh. Thanks.
That's so good.
Well said, mate.
Brother. Yeah. Cool, guys.
All right, man.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Next time.
Have a good gig.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Cheers.
Yeah. Well, that's us wrapped up. Goodbye to everyone out there. Thanks for listening to us today. The interesting show with our drunk Americans. And yeah, that was a bit of fun. So thanks for bearing with us. And yeah, see you next week.
Yeah,
10
thanks,
a.m.
everybody.
Time, 7 p.m.
See you, Rob.
Central
See you guys.
Standard Time in America. Thanks. See you.
Bye-bye.
See yous.